Welcome to the 10-day meal plan. Right, so I'm quickly going to explain how it is that we eat and why we get good results. I've got the meal plan open here in front of me and I will go through that in a bit, but I just want to explain what we do and why we get results. So first of all, we don't do low-fat diets. Low-fat diets filled with sugar, processed food, stuff like that, and we try and steer clear from it. Does it mean that we're perfect eaters? No, not at all. We still have our occasional treats. We still have cake. We still drink alcohol, all of these things. We're still social with friends and family, but we try not to do it too often. The reason why people struggle is because they're doing the same thing over and over again and they're getting the same result. If you want to feel better, look better, get rid of some things like IBS, all of these types of things, you have to start eating better. And the things that fuel that type of fire is normally your high sugar intake or your high carbohydrate intake. So the four things we mainly try and steer clear from, well, there's quite a few, but it's like your rice, your pastas, your breads, and your white potato. Those are the four things that people eat quite regularly, where they think they're eating very healthy, and then they struggle. They can't seem to get rid of their body fat. So those are the things that we try and steer clear from most of the time. But again, it doesn't mean that we don't have it. You will see some of it in the actual meal plan, but I will explain how to use it in order to still get good results. So we eat good natural fat, so good healthy fat. I buy most of my produce from the butcher, not from the supermarket. I support local farm shops, things like that. So I want the best quality. Now, a lot of people might think, well, that's going to up their expenses on their food. Not at all. Because when you eat this way, you start eating better. You feel better as well, and you feel full. So you eat a lot less. We don't snack because snacking increases hunger and cravings as well. And everything's done by handful. So we don't weigh our food, we don't do calorie counting, none of those things. It's unnatural, and that's why a lot of people still struggle. Because once your body figures out that you're calorie restricting, you stop losing body fat. And a lot of people also don't feel very well on those diets. Like I say, this is a lifestyle. This is how we eat most of the time. We just make better choices more often by reducing our sugar intake. So we still go out, still do all of those things and have a fun time. But everything's done by handful. So your meat, your chicken, your fish, things like your proteins and your fats, those are the things basically like a handful like that. You can have a nice handful, like I say, those are your proteins and your fats. They are very, very important. Meat, chicken, fish, eggs. Those are the bits. Those four things are very, very important to our bodies. So we go by a handful, so that could be up to 3 eggs, but like you go on your own handful like that, okay? 3 eggs, 1 chicken breast, 2 chicken thighs, things like that. So at least you get in a good amount of protein. It's not high protein, but it's just a good amount of protein in order to make you feel full, and you have that satiety factor as well, where you feel like you're satisfied. You don't need to eat more. Then vegetables, we eat a whole range of vegetables, but on the 10-day plan, of course, I can't put down every single thing that's out there. I try and put down as much as I can, give it some variety, but there's some nice recipes on here as well that you can choose from. So with the vegetables, yes, a good variety of vegetables. Any vegetables are okay. Some of them just have a lot more natural sugar in them. So what I try and stick to is the things that have the low sugar and the lower carbohydrate count in them. And again, that is just what's going to make people feel a little bit more full whilst they eat the meat, the chicken, fish and eggs and things like that. The two that goes together will support each other well, and that's how you will get your better results. Like I say, everything's by the handful, so it's easy. You chuck it in the frying pan, fried, and we cook in unsalted butter or coconut oil. I do use olive oil in some of my recipes. You'll see I started off with olive oil and then I add in butter. I don't cook olive oil on a high heat because it's not very good for us to cook it all the time on a high heat, but I try and cook most of my things on a medium heat. So every now and again I'll have a steak maybe on a high heat or whatever. But in the cooking videos that will come along on WhatsApp, there you will see how I cook these meals and you'll have a better understanding of how to do it. So quite a few of these do have cooking videos with them. So again, it's steering clear from the low-fat way of eating, because the low-fat way of eating is just not going to do anybody any good. They're never going to really get to where they want to be. And also for natural health, eating good healthy fat is very, very important to the body. So yeah, so that's just the basic principles. We drink water, coffee, tea, stuff like that. We try and steer clear from the fizzy drinks. And there's too many things that people are drinking constantly, and they think it's okay, and then they're struggling because again, it's processed, there's sugar in it, there's sweeteners in it. Sweeteners are so bad for us. So we try and steer clear from those types of things. Again, we use full fat milk. I drink double cream in my coffee every single day. It's also lower in sugar and it's very, very nice. But again, if you're drinking loads of coffee every single day, is it going to do you that good? No. If you drink loads of tea, is it great for you? No. Do you drink water? Perfect. So good. So there's only a few drinks really that we should be drinking in order to get very good results. So food-wise, like I say, we steer clear from the low-fat products, and when it comes to drinks, we stick to a few different things. Now, sometimes people might say to me, well, I do like, for instance, I like a fizzy drink every now and again, but it's the zero sugar ones. Right, okay, if you have it every now and again, is it going to completely destroy the results? No. So as a treat, everything that's not that good should be seen as a treat. Problem is we're treating ourselves way too much these days, and that's why we are struggling. As easy as that. Okay, so those are the main bits. A lot of people weigh themselves. I wouldn't weigh myself every single day. Maybe weigh yourself after 10 days, see what's happened. But the best way to do it is by clothing. Always a belt. Belt, belt, belt. If people want to get results, always look at your body fat, because you're focusing on your body fat coming in, not the weight. Weight doesn't actually show you a result. It's body fat that comes in. That's how you get smaller. That's how you get more toned. And that's how you look healthier as well. Everybody's still very focused on the weight, and that's a big, big problem, because weight loss isn't a result. A lot of people I know, we posted all over social media, this one's lost that much weight or whatever, but that is just because the general public still speak in those terms. They should be speaking in the fat loss terms, but a lot of people don't understand how weight works. So try and focus on your body fat. If you really want good results in life and you want to kind of keep on track, focus on the body fat, because that's where the body goes in. That's where the shape comes along, and you look at yourself and you think, wow, I look leaner, I look better, in better shape, I look healthier, all of those things. So it's just a little bit of a tip beforehand when you start this plan. Okay, right, let's go a little bit through it, and as I go through it, I'll kind of cover some more things. You'll see there's day 1 and day 3, day 2, day 4, day 6, day 8. So I lay it out like that so that people can actually cook it on these days and cook it on that day again. The reason for that is because you use all of your ingredients, so you can follow it exactly as laid out. If there's ingredients left over, just throw them together and cook something with them. It doesn't matter. Nothing needs to be done exactly as laid out, but if there's some stuff left over, just cook it together, some vegetables and some meats. As long as it's meat, chicken, fish, eggs and vegetables, great, there we go. So vegetables a handful, but the meat, chicken, fish and all of them, nice big open handful, that's fine. And I do put everything in there as well, as a handful of this and a handful of that. So meals can be swapped around as well. So meal 1 from day 1 can go to meal 1 on day 9. It doesn't matter. Everything can be swapped around. Look at it as a menu, the whole thing. Almost scrap everything that I've put on there. Day 1, day 3, meal 1, meal 2, whatever. Everything is just a meal. It's like a restaurant menu. You go, ooh, I quite like that salad. I'm going to have that every single day. Have it every day. It doesn't matter. Wait till you're hungry. That is the thing. A lot of people think they should be eating all the time. Problem is we're overeating. Every single time you eat, your body has to work. And a lot of the times people raise their insulin levels, which will end up storing more body fat. So be very, very careful just to eat and eat and eat because you think you have to eat. The thing is, look at the menu, eat when you're hungry, and you'll feel better. You'll get better results as well. So there's all these meals that's laid out, and some of them, so for instance, meal 3 on day 1 and day 3 says leftover chicken salad with avocado. That refers to the picture that's at the bottom there. So that one shows you the actual picture, what it looks like, and then there's also the recipe. You scroll down, then all of a sudden that is in a wrap, and it says the Heyjq Juniors. So I've added on the kind of what I will feed my kids and how I do it so that everybody else can do it as well if they want to. So it's not a must, but it's just how I do it. And at least I know my kids are eating the good stuff. So there's a wrap, and the one on the side is a wrap with avocado, that if I wanted to treat myself to a wrap, I'm going to have that as well. All your breads and things like that, they're not that great, to be honest. A lot of people think a wrap's better. Yeah, it might be a bit better, but it's still flour, and flour can cause a lot of problems. So again, I'll eat it as a treat. Every now and again when I'm hungry, I might have that as well. So if you scroll down, day 2, day 4, again the meals are laid out, and then there's the curry. All of these videos again will be sent to all of you on WhatsApp, so you can look at them there and you can just go, all right, click on that one, and I will basically say which one is which as well when I send it over, and you just click it and go, all right, there you go, there's the full video, now I know how to cook it. So just follow. Again, you can follow this laid out. This, I've done it in such a way that it's not too many ingredients, it's fairly easy to follow. But again, swap meals around. If you want to repeat the same meal, if you like the eggs parma ham with the sourdough, fine. Eat it every day. I would just every now and again cut out the sourdough a little bit. I do add sourdough in because it's not as bad. It's a slightly better option. Still not amazing, but it's still a little bit of a better option. And then you can see also the Heyjq junior section, naan bread can be added, a little bit of rice, and this is how I do it for my kids. I give the tips in there as well, because that's what I would do for them, because sometimes I want them to eat the meat and I want them to eat the curry. I don't want them to have all the extra bits on the side. I want to teach them how to eat better so that one day they don't struggle with their body fat and they feel good and they're healthy as well. So as you go through, you can see everything's on there, basically how to make it, the ingredients list, everything is on there. Just scroll through everything again, swap meals around, repeat meals if you want to, that's absolutely fine. And I refer to the meals every time. I'll say creamy chicken with vegetables or rice noodles, a rice noodles recipe above. So you just look above, there's the picture of the prawns, and it's brilliant. You go, okay, right, that's how that one looks. Great, okay, I'm going to do that one. That's absolutely fine. And this is just how it works all the time. You're just constantly looking at these things, thinking, okay, right, I can do this, I can do that, I like that, I'm going to make that for the family. Make the meal plan into what you want it to be. There's just a few simple basic things that we follow. Again, eat when hungry. So in the morning when I wake up and I'm not hungry, I will not eat. I sometimes go till 1 o'clock, sometimes I only have 2 meals a day, sometimes I have 1 meal a day. And the other thing is you get in better and better shape because your body feels better. Body gets some rest from eating all the time. And like for instance, fasting then happens naturally. So you start feeling that kind of energy that raises up at the start. Some people get withdrawal symptoms when they start because you're cutting down sugar. Some people get a bit headachy. But the thing is, drink water. It's very important to drink water. We use sea salt or we use Himalayan salt as well. And that helps a lot because that is the good stuff. But the one that is bad is the table salt, that fine salt, that powdery stuff. That is not healthy at all. So we stick to the good stuff and that makes us feel better. And we drink plenty of water as well. So going through it again, marinated prawns with avocado and cooked vegetables. Again, there's the ingredients. There's also a video for that one. So these meals are tasty. They taste really good. I've got members worldwide that follow these things and they love it. They really, really enjoy the food because for them it is just one of those things where they eat it and for once they feel like the meal tastes good. So when people diet, the food doesn't taste that good. It's always bland or it's steamed or it's boiled. All these vegetables you see is cooked in unsalted butter. You can roast it as well. Whack it in the oven, roast it, doesn't matter. Olive oil over the top, very easy. Other than that, just ask me. Just ask me, how do you cook this? How do you cook that? And I'll explain as much as possible. But everything is pretty straightforward. It's not that hard to follow. It's just natural, normal food. At the end of this, the stuffed chicken breast, that is lovely. That is really, really tasty. And then again, it's converted into a Heyjq Junior meal where I would add rice for my kids as well. A lot of the times my kids might try the meal as it is. I normally try and get them to eat the food as me and my wife would have it, but sometimes they just don't want it like that, so I will add in a bit of pasta. But again, I will only add in a small amount. I'm not going to go and put pasta and then a tiny bit of the food, because what I try and do is I try and teach them that, look, you have to eat better. You have to eat really good food. You need the good stuff first and then that little bit on the side. So again, with fruits and stuff like that, a lot of people will say, well, there's not really much fruit on your plants. Well, there's not really on this one. I have not really added in. There is the Greek yogurt at the end with the berries and things, and that's absolutely fine because that's low in sugar and it's in Greek yogurt, natural Greek yogurt, by the way. That's the full fat one. So people are still getting their protein and their fat whilst eating a bit of fruit. The problem is a lot of people do snack on fruit and then they struggle. They really do struggle because you're constantly driving hunger when you're just eating really just sugar in a way. It might be natural, but it's still sugar, and that's where people start struggling. So the meal plan, like I say, it works well if it's followed properly. If somebody eats well on this day and then has bad stuff on this day and then eats well and then bad stuff, well, there's never going to be a real result, because that's not how it works in life. If you want to be in the shape that you want to be in, you have to eat pretty well. You can't hop in and out all of the time, because that doesn't work. Too many people, they think, oh, here comes the weekend and now I can just do whatever I want. Well, there's a reason why we struggle with our body fat. It's because we're constantly doing things that the body doesn't need and it doesn't want, so we will end up storing body fat. So yeah, key thing is enjoy it. Ask for help if you need any help. I'm more than happy to give tips and a bit of guidance on it and to say, okay, well, do this, try that. But yeah, just enjoy the food. The thing is, it's enjoying cooking as well. If once you start eating better meals, it's the enjoyment of cooking and going, oh wow, this is really nice. Lots of people that have signed up with me over the years said, I hate cooking, I don't like it. But the moment they start doing this, they go, actually, it's really nice. I really enjoy it, because their food is tasting better. So they look forward to the meal, and that's very important. So yeah, so try and cook a decent meal. Get to the meal, eat the meal, and then you'll enjoy it. And that's when you feel satisfied and you go, yes, this is great. Now I feel good. Now I can go on for hours and then eat again. Another thing is also, don't eat late at night. I mean, unless somebody's working shifts and stuff, but eating late at night is never really a good idea. The body's resting. It doesn't need the food at that time. Unless you're really starving hungry, you need something, fine, that's okay. But other than that, just like I say, enjoy the process, enjoy the meals. There's plenty of variety on this plan. Although it's even 10-day plan, there's a lot of variety on there as well. And then the exercise bits as well. For those of you that would like to do the exercise, I will send the videos to you on WhatsApp as well. So you can follow some routines in the comfort of your own home if you want to, with or without weights. So it's very straightforward. So thanks for watching. If there's anything else that you need, like I say, or you're worried or concerned about anything like I might have missed out, just ask. That's all you have to do. Ask me and I will cover everything for you. Like I say, steer clear from the low-fat products because they don't work. And they might work in the short term, but eventually people just gain their body fat back again. So steer clear of that. Try and stick to the real food. Eat the good, healthy, natural fats, and all of a sudden you'll feel full for a lot longer. And it does work very, very well. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch up with you soon. Thank you.